As kind of a nice way to end the year, I want to walk through every feature that Reflect shipped in 2024. I'm going to try and go relatively quickly, but I do actually want to show you the new features. So we'll see how long this ends up being. If it's too long, I'm going to put the chapter highlights where each month is a different section. So you should be able to just skip forward and, if there's a couple that you actually want to see in action, you can just go ahead and watch those. So let's get started with January. We kicked off the year with one of our biggest feature updates that was requested, which is a dedicated task manager. And if I go to my tasks tab here, you can see it in action. These tasks under current are the ones that I have under my current daily note here that you can see they're the circle ones. And you can add checkboxes that won't be added to the task manager, and these check circles, those will be added to the tasks tab. And for the daily notes, if it's in the current daily note, it'll show up as current. If I put it in a future daily note, it will show up as upcoming. And if it's in a past daily note, but it's not yet marked as complete, it'll be shown as overdue. You can also put tasks in any other notes. So here I have this note called the marketing playbook. This is a fake graph, by the way. So I just kind of made this note to show you an example. And here you can see I've got some tasks here, and I have a section here of what I've still needed to do in terms of resources or something. So this is kind of an example of a project note that you can put ongoing tasks under. And here you can see that in that note, it retains the note here so that I always know where it lives. But that one that's under a parent bullet also retains that title, which is kind of nice if you have a bunch of nested tasks, or again, just a project note like this that's ongoing and it's not in a daily note. All right. So that was January. Now, February, we actually spent most of the month fixing some bugs and making some performance improvements. And this is really important to mention because that's really what a lot of having a fantastic, high-performing, fast note-taking app comes down to. So after doing such a big release, we had some bugs introduced. So we went heads down and did a big bug squashing month. And Wojtek did a big write-up on that of what they were, how we fixed them, what we did differently going forward. So I guess I'll call February a big performance month. Nothing specific to show there, but I do think it's important to highlight why we spend time doing that whenever we notice that there's something large like that that can be improved. All right, March. March was a big month. We added the new backlink picker, forward-backward buttons, and a toggle for tasks on the mobile app. So I'll have to go to the mobile app to show you that one. But first, let me show you the backlink picker. So let me just kind of go down here on the note, and I can pull it up by opening up the double brackets there. And this is the backlink picker. So one, the design was improved. It looks a lot nicer now than it did. But also, we improved the ranking. So the notes that you're most likely to be editing, the ones that you've recently been editing, will now show at the top. And if I start typing, so if I start typing Alex here, there's some new formatting here with the bold underneath, the ALE that I've typed so far. And it's just a lot nicer experience, a much better UX, something that we wanted to update because when you collect all of these small things that feel nice, that have a really nice experience, that's what overall leads to a fantastic note-taking app that has an overall really good experience. Similarly, we also added these forward back buttons here. Now, we always had the shortcut you can see there, and that's what I usually use in these videos. I'll use the keyboard shortcut, but a lot of people were requesting these forward back buttons, and so we added them up top here. So now I can kind of toggle back between anywhere that I'm working. All right, and now I'm going to have to go over to the mobile app to show you this. And again, I do want to show you the thing. So I'm actually going to pull up now a video using Screen Studio. That's my recording software, their mobile app, to show you the tasks toggle because I do think it's pretty cool. Okay, here I am on the mobile app. Hopefully this recording goes well. And I've created a fake bullet point list item here that just says end of the year report. I'm going to pretend this is a task that I have to do tomorrow. And on my sliding menu here, which does slide, by the way, not everyone knows that. So if you want to add an image, just slide it to the left and it's over on the right side there. But I'm going to click this checkbox button that you can hopefully see highlighting there. And if I just tap it, it turns that into a checklist item. If I tap it again, it now turns it into a circle task. So it's a little subtle when it's unchecked, but if I check that there, you can see it's purple. Now, if I toggle that again, you can see it's now gray. So that's just an easy way to add and toggle between tasks on the mobile app. Moving right along, that covers March, and we're on to April. Reflect live on the App Store. So previously, the Reflect mobile app was in Apple's test flight. And the reason for that is because you can freely release updates and it just instantly becomes live and you can iterate really, really quickly. And we were changing the app quite rapidly. So we didn't yet want to move it onto the App Store where you then have to wait and wait for Apple to approve the app. So now if we want to release an update to the app, Apple has to approve it. It's a little bit slower. And so we wanted to wait until the app was stable enough where we felt comfortable that we didn't need to make so many rapid iterations. So we finally went live on the App Store. We're doing great with the 4.9. If you haven't yet, go leave us a review. We always appreciate it. And we'll probably be updating this listing a bit this year, but this was a big milestone for us and we were really excited to put it live on the App Store. Okay, we also added the ability to toggle GPT, I guess not with, GPT and Claude. So if I go into my preferences here, there's a couple of AI settings you can change. This one specifically, AI provider here, you can toggle back and forth between OpenAI and Anthropic, which is GPT and Claude, respectively. And we didn't put which specifically we're using in there because we just, whenever there's a better one available, we'll just update to it. And I don't want this video to be out of date that quickly. But you can select which either one you want. And you can also include your own keys for each one, your own API keys, which let you use it unlimited because it sets the billing to your profile account. Now, that stuff's not new. Only the AI provider's new. But while I'm here, I think the transcription helper text is really valuable if you have names that it often struggles with. You can add it and then it will know them going forward. You can toggle the transcription auto format on and off. So it does some very light formatting into paragraphs and whatnot, but if you don't like that, you can turn it off. And I always recommend people set their transcription language, and this prevents it from hallucinating because we use OpenAI's Whisper for the transcription. But again, the big one that we added here was the actual ability to toggle between AI providers here. So if you haven't yet, I recommend going and playing back and forth between OpenAI and Anthropic and just seeing whichever one works better for the kind of note-taking you like to do. Amazing. April's done. May now. I'm a little jet lagged, so hopefully this is hopefully this video goes okay. So for May, we added GPT 4.0 to all of our AI features, and that includes the AI assistant. So that's when you highlight text and do Command J or click on the stars here. This is the AI assistant, system prompts on the bottom, custom prompts on top. And so GPT 4.0 just heavily improved the performance of these. It also improved the performance of our AI chat. So if I go to my notes here, let me just do a fake tag here. I only have one book in there. But anyway, if you click on this chat with results, now anything in these chat results will be using GPT 4.0. So again, just better performance. It's faster, all of that good stuff. I think it also upped the limits. So you can use, people who don't input their own API keys can use it more. Okay, that is May. All right, June, the task tab added to the iPhone app. So now I am going to go over back to our iPhone app in the other screen, and I'll show you that live. Okay, I'm back on my iPhone app, and this one is actually going to be pretty quick, even though it's a major feature that they added to the iPhone app because it looks and works exactly the same as it does on the desktop. So here I am on my tasks. You can see it's the exact same thing we were looking at when I went over the tasks feature on my desktop. And same thing. It's just a tab here at the bottom between the daily notes, the all notes tab, and the tasks. So you can toggle back and forth between it. Same thing, whether you add the tasks on the mobile app, whether you add it on the desktop app, they will all show up here. So if I check off something important on this one and go back to the desktop app, it will also be checked off there. So I think that's the sign that they did a really, really good job on this feature. It's just exactly the same as it is on desktop. Okay, that takes us through the first half of 2024. Let's now move on to July, which was a unique one. And I don't know if I should have included this because the Reflect new tab was a side project released under the Reflect brand, but it didn't take any Reflect resources. It was done with the design team who did our current website, but I think it's a really cool tool, so I'm going to cover it. It's a free Chrome extension that anyone can download, and once downloaded, when you open up a new tab in Chrome, you get this beautiful page that's fully customizable, and you can click edit and move around all of these different widgets, make them different sizes and all of that good stuff. And it has everything from a Pomodoro timer. You can do time zones, a daily quote. You can write to-do lists here, although no, they're not connected to Reflect. I get that question a lot. Progression from the year. You can see we're almost at the end. You can connect your calendar, see the weather. I don't have my birthday set to see how old I am, but I think Alex likes that one. That one causes me anxiety. You can see the last visited websites, all that good stuff. So if you haven't yet, go download it, try it, customize it however you like. It's got a search bar at the top. You can put your custom saved websites here. And you can even change the looks and stuff. So I'm a light mode guy, but you can go into dark mode, choose a different font, different colors, all of that good stuff, and just change how it looks. So I think Alex was just tired of opening a new Chrome tab and seeing that ugly, dark page full of wasted space. So this makes it both beautiful and functional. And I think my favorite part's the Pomodoro timer, but it may be the time zones, actually. There's a lot of fun widgets. So go make it your new home base in Chrome, and it'll add kind of a nice little joy to your Chrome workflows. Okay, let's go on to August. August was a huge one with deep links. Now, I'm just going to go to the Academy page for this. I have to warn, I am not the resident deep link expert because most of my workflows are fully contained within Reflect. But deep links let you do these actions that will open specific pages in Reflect and edit them. So you can append things directly to the daily note. You can create tasks out of things. You can just create a new note. You can edit notes. And Reflect always append only, so this is all sending information into Reflect. None of these will pull information out of Reflect. But if you're using something like an external task manager, you could create a deep link workflow that, creates a task in Reflect with whatever you had in the task manager. So it's not exactly a sync, but if you're familiar with deep links, there's a lot of different workflows you can create with these. And our Academy page at just reflect.academy/deep links, you can find the deep links page in the bottom here. So I'd recommend reading through it, trying building some workflows, and go check out on Discord. People have gotten creative with it, and I think that's probably the best place to actually go in and find specific workflows that people have built using deep links. Okay, moving on to September. September was a huge month, and the engineers released a ton around assets. So the big one was encrypted assets. Previously, things like images were stored under a unique anonymized link, and now they're fully end-to-end encrypted. So any image you add going forward from that September point means that it's fully encrypted just like the rest of the app. They also work offline now, which is great. I used that yesterday. I was on an international flight and the Wi-Fi went off and I still had access to all of my assets and images. And probably my favorite in September was the transcriber lock screen widget. I say it's my favorite because I use the voice transcriber on the mobile app constantly. I'm going to go over back to the iPhone app and just show you that one live in action before coming on back here for October. On the mobile app, now if I start a recording here, and push the microphone. So plus sign and then the microphone there. You can now see it's recording. You can see the audio levels moving. And I often record these things while I'm walking around or something. So now if I close out my iPhone and pull the lock screen up, you can see this nice widget at the bottom that lets me push stop whenever I'm done speaking. And I don't have to go back and forth between Reflect. It will just stop it for me there and it will land on my daily note, just like a normal voice note. Now, this part's not new, but it's worth noting while I'm here, you can also add a widget to the home screen, which is this circle dot you see here. If I push that, it does the same thing. It's just going to open Reflect and start recording. Oh, I think I was actually already recording that one. Let me try it again. There we go. So that's just a shortcut where you can start recording quicker. And again, what's newly added was this bottom lock screen activity. I guess it's not technically a widget. It's just lock screen activity. But it gives you that nice handy stop button from the home screen as well. And if you haven't yet added that home screen widget, by the way, I get a couple questions on this. You can just tap and hold down, click customize, and go to the lock screen. And then here you can just pull up any of the widgets. You should see Reflect down here in your list of apps that have widgets, and you can just add that dot to your home screen there. Hopefully you could see all of this. I don't really know how far the iPhone recording software goes. We're honestly getting pretty close now. We are now moving on to Q4. So October was another side project. Again, not used with Reflect resources, so still uncertain if I should be including these, but they're very cool. And I actually even like the Webchat one more than the new tab one. So this is also a free Chrome extension. Again, you can just add it to your Google Chrome. And what it does is let you chat with any Google Chrome webpage. So I think the best example of this is with YouTube videos, or at least just like the most obvious one of how useful it is. I can go to this page, I can click on the icon, and it pulls up this chat bar on the side here. I'll have to move around my face box on this one. And here I'm going to pretend I'm just like playing this cooking video, but instead of having to watch the video or scroll through the annoying descriptions for the recipe, which sometimes the recipe isn't even in there, I can just say, can you give me the recipe for this video? And just like a normal chatbot, I can ask that, and it's going to pull the information and give me the actual ingredient list here. And then it gives me the recipe based off the transcript. So it's cool for videos because it can also read the transcript. But there's honestly a lot of use cases for it. Sometimes I'm talking with someone and I need to review a long document. You can chat with that if it exists within Google Chrome and it can read it. It's not like a private document or something. You can use it to explain web pages. Sometimes I use it to explain new products. I use it for educational purposes if I'm trying to learn something new, like I'm trying to learn 3D CAD design. There's a ton of use cases. I think it's pretty obvious to most of us when we have questions around a web page, and this just lets you chat with it and get your answers really quickly. So really cool. Again, go try it. Leave us a review, and it's totally free. So you can just go have fun with it. And by the way, Alex, I think, fully built this one just in like a weekend or something. So it was just something he kind of did for fun on the side, but also released under the Reflect brand. Okay, November. So November was another big month for files and assets. We added OCR text for images and files. So what I've done is I've added a PDF here at the bottom, and now everything in that PDF will be indexed by Reflect search and also the chat results. So if I now go up to the search, I can type in short-term rental, and you see that it's pulling up the text that's in this asset, where previously it wouldn't show up in the search or anything. So everything in that PDF is now searchable within your notes, and you can use that information. And oh, by the way, that also works for images as well. So, you could add a photo of like a menu from your favorite restaurant. It'll be able to search and pull the text from that. Okay, so that brings us to December now. And I'll just kind of cover what we're working on right now because these aren't quite released. We're testing them internally. So the first one is a major app rewrite. They're calling it the SQLite app rewrite, I believe it is. Sorry, I'm not technical, so I don't know a ton about that. But it will heavily improve the performance, especially with really, really large graphs with a ton of notes and really long notes. It's going to fix a lot of bugs around that and heavily improve the app performance. We're also working on an inline voice transcriber. So right now, if I start transcribing a voice note, it will always land on my current daily note. That will stay the same, but we're also going to add in a feature that lets you trigger a keyboard shortcut and actually just transcribes the text inline wherever you are, which means I could transcribe text directly into this note wherever I want, even though it's not a daily note. And we're actually already testing this internally. I think it works quite well already, but just kind of working out some bugs. So this will hopefully be the next launch coming out pretty soon. I don't have an exact date, but keep an eye out for that. We'll send an email out about it, and I'm guessing it'll be one of the first things that we release in 2025. So thanks everyone for hanging on for that. I know this was a longer than normal video, but we had a lot of fun in 2024. Really impressive what all the engineers were able to accomplish. We did a lot, and we're going to be sending out some more information about what we have planned for the year ahead in 2025. So keep an eye out.